Want to truly understand a culture, any culture, don't read its headlines. Don't watch its politicians, don't study its literature, look at the receipts. Today we're going through what Americans are actually buying, why the psychology behind it is more interesting than the personal finance police will admit, and where the handful of spending categories that are genuinely, quietly, evidence-backed worth every dollar actually are. This is America on a spreadsheet, and it's funny and fascinating and occasionally a little wild. Let's start with the most charming category in the entire data set. Americans spent approximately $143 billion on their pets in 2023. That number has roughly doubled in the last decade and shows no sign of slowing. To properly frame this, $143 billion is more than the GDP of many sovereign nations. Americans spend more on pet food alone than they spend on baby food, by a significant margin. There is an entire economy of pet insurance, pet therapy, pet acupuncture, pet birthday parties, pet strollers, pet DNA testing, and pet wedding photography that would be not just unusual, but genuinely incomprehensible to someone encountering American consumer culture for the first time. The average American coffee drinker spends approximately $1,100 per year on coffee consumed outside the home. The personal finance industry has spent decades pointing at this number as the symbolic emblem of American financial irresponsibility. The famous latte factor, popularized by the idea that if you just made your own coffee, you'd be a millionaire. Here's the more honest, more nuanced read. For a significant percentage of the people buying that $5 coffee, the transaction is not primarily about caffeine delivery. It is about a daily ritual that provides a moment of pleasure in a day that is otherwise entirely functional. It is about a social environment that offers a brief change from a home office or a commute. It is about being greeted by name by someone who knows your order. That is a real value, a small daily investment in mood and social connection. The difference between smart spending and dumb spending is not the category. It is never the category. It's the consciousness with which you're choosing it. Sports betting was federally unleashed in 2018 via the Murphy versus NCAA Supreme Court decision, and the industry's growth since then has been one of the most rapid expansions of any consumer category in American history. By 2025, legal sports betting is available in 38 states, and Washington, D.C. Americans are expected to wager over $110 billion in legal bets annually, a number that doesn't include the informal bets, the office pools, and the gray market activity. The mathematical reality of sports betting, the house edge typically runs between 4% and 8%, depending on the bet type and the book. On a long enough timeline and a sufficient volume of wagers, this means the expected financial return of sports betting is negative. Not slightly negative, but mathematically guaranteed to be negative for the population of bettors as a whole. This is not a controversial claim, it is arithmetic. Americans spend approximately $600 billion annually on home improvement, a category that exploded during the pandemic when everyone was suddenly living inside their homes all day and noticing with fresh horror exactly how outdated their kitchen was. The Home Depot and Lowe's are genuinely two of the most beloved and well-trafficked American institutions. There is something deeply human about walking through a home improvement store on a Saturday morning with a vague plan and a cart. The optimism of the unfinished project, the confidence of someone who has watched exactly enough YouTube tutorials to attempt something ambitious. The home renovation tutorial is one of the most watched content categories on YouTube in the country. The average American household owns approximately 25 connected devices. The consumer electronics industry, one of the most sophisticated marketing machines in the history of commerce, has perfected the art of manufacturing desire through incremental annual releases, keynote events with the production values of rock concerts, and an ecosystem design that makes older devices feel inadequate even when they function perfectly. The phone you have right now is almost certainly good enough. The laptop from 3 years ago is almost certainly fine. The TV from 2020 still shows the game in high definition. The upgrade you're considering is probably an emotional purchase in technical clothing. Here's what all of this data adds up to. Americans are not irrational spenders. They are human spenders. They spend on comfort, on connection, on stimulation, on identity, on the things that make life feel full and meaningful, and like it's actually being lived rather than just endured. That's the thing worth fixing. That's what this channel is here for. Subscribe, and we'll keep helping you spend on purpose.